With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series fires things off for race number 2 in round number 1 of the Season 4 Championship Chase. That's right, we're going to cut the field down by 4 drivers after tonight's race here at Iowa Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Hot little track out here in America's heartland, nestled in Newton, Iowa. There you can see 96 degrees is the track temperature. Pretty cool night out here, though. 68 degrees for the fans beginning to file in the stands during this 5-minute qualifying session. And with about 60 seconds off of the stopwatch already, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and pull up some of that qualifying information for you. Let's go ahead and show that to you. What do you say? There you go. 37 of Jamie Ford was fast to send happy hour. That 37 machine quick here tonight, but taking the top spot. Quick time here in qualifying. Jim Thorndike in just for a moment. Jamie gonna put it back on the provisional pole position now. Fast time tonight, 23:97, belongs to the 37 of Jamie Ford. Pierce Maff at the 41 goes second on the speed charts here. Quick qualifying. A lot of drivers already on the qualifying board. Just a handful left to put in there. Qualifying times: Jason Branch, Brandon Key, David Cameron yet to get out there on track. The 55 of Michael Minty is on track, getting up to speed. And interesting to see what this 21 of Brandon Key has got. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes about his job here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Walked away with, I believe, 2 out of the last 3 race wins belonging to Brandon Key, so he is peaking at the right time, setting himself up for a great chance at a championship run. We've got 140 laps here tonight from Iowa Speedway to decide who's going to shake things down at Nashville next Monday night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And with just about 2 minutes remaining, looks like we've only got one more driver left to qualify tonight. David Cameron in that 10 is the last driver yet to put in a time lap. Nobody able to dethrone Blord at the top of the speed charts. 23:97 is the fast time in qualifying, and that is all but going to wrap things up here in this 5-minute qualifying session. We still have a little bit of time on the clock, so we'll give Cameron another moment or two, see if he can't get his Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA machine out there on track and lay down a fast time. Try to take the top spot away from that 37. And as the music comes to a halt in the background, all the action on the track has come to a halt as well. Doesn't look like the 10 of Cameron is going to get out there on the track after all. Looks like he's going to stay on pit lane. And that's going to all but do it for qualifying here tonight. Getting things set and ready to go. 140 laps to shake down this championship field and bring us to the round of 12 next week at Nashville. And well, as drivers hit the driver meeting and then hit pre-race inspection, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break, get things set up and ready to go here tonight from Iowa Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we head back trackside high above the speedway in the turn 3 blimp as drivers make their way through final pre-race inspection. Gonna give us a little bit of time to run down your championship standings coming into tonight's race. It's cutoff time. Which one of these top 16 are gonna make it through? And it looks like already Ethan Mokwa looks like he is going to be down and out of the championship running. Larry Poling in the 69 machine also absent on track, so his run for a championship trophy in season number 4 also gonna come to a close. So it's down to Jerry Cochran Jr. Can he make up enough points to get himself into the top 12 here tonight? He's going to have to overcome quite a bit of a points deficit. David Cameron right there on the cusp of that cutoff line, 1 point in front of Jason Branch. Both of those drivers in the field here tonight, so we'll keep a keen eye on where Branch and Cameron are running. We'll also keep our eye on that 82 of Jerry Cochran Jr. We'll have to wait to see where he shakes out here tonight. And, well, that's pretty much how your points shake out. Everybody inside the top 6 pretty much locked in and ready to go. And speaking of locked in and ready to go, looks like the majority of the field has made their way to the starting grid, just waiting for the final few drivers. And as you hear those familiar bells in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here in the Corn Mash 140 for Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Ayer's iRacing paints ARCA Series race at Iowa Speedway, starting inside row number 1. Your pole sitter, the 37 of Jamie Plord. Just to his outside, the 15 of Logan Hartman. Peak Performance Racing teammate Pierce Maffitt going to start back in third with Jim Thorndike. Just to his outside, 82 of Jerry Cochran going to round out your top 5. 55 of Michael Amenti. Solid qualifying effort for that 55 machine. He'll slot in the 6th starting position. Back in row number 4 here tonight, the 48 of Hunter Collier and the 22 of Jason Branch. John McMillan Sr. and Lee Campbell going to make up row number 5 and row 6 tonight. The 18 of Jerry Cochran III. The 21 of Brandon Key. Can last week's race winner get back to victory lane from deep in the field here tonight? We'll have to see how fast that 21 can get there. Back in row number 7, the 88 of Noah Owens. Justin Gann up in race control. David Cameron going to fall in line in that 14th starting position. And our good buddy Roy Fernandez going to join our pal Gann in the race control booth for tonight's race. And that's going to be it. That's all, folks, as they make their way through turn number 3 for the first time here tonight. Here we go. Music fades and we get set to go. Drop the hammer and green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Pole sitter does not get going on the bottom of the racetrack. 15 of Hartman gets off well up at the top of the track. He's going to make his way off of turn number 2. Looks like Hartman will take the lead down into turn 3. So pole sitter again, second week in a row, does not lead the first lap. Fighting back is Plord on the bottom. Not going to quite get their new race leader at the line, the 15 of Logan Hartman. And it looks like, I do believe that is Hartman's teammate right there, right behind him. Pierce Maffitt already making some moves. He'll get up and around that 37 of Florida, and Maffitt moves to second. Now he's looking for a little bit more. 41 down to the inside of the 15. They'll drag race across the stripe. Advantage to Hartman for the moment, as now Maffitt drifts up the track in 1 and 2. What's going on through the rest of the field? Let's find out. A little bit further back around that 5th position, Jerry Cochran Jr. and Hunter Collier going at it side by side. The 98 L&J welding machine down at the bottom of the racetrack. Lots of room for all these drivers to get around this short 0.8 of a mile track nestled in America's heartland. Modeled, pretty much manufactured, just like Richmond International Raceway, modeled after it. Races just like it, and you can absolutely tell there's some slight differences, but we'll see which one of these drivers' short track skills show tonight. On display right now at the front of the field, Logan Hartman leads them all. The 15 snatched the top spot on lap number 1, and everybody has been chasing him since. Your pole sitter moves back to second position. The 37 of Jamie Plord gets the spot back from Maffitt, who falls right back into that third position. Jim Thorndike in fourth, with Hunter Collier rounding out your top 5. And we'll go ahead and get the timing and scoring on the screen for you. There you go. Follow along just like we do right here in the production booth. 14 drivers on track here tonight. We'll see if we can keep this thing solid, clean, and green to the end of tonight's race. And how about that? Plord gets right back by Logan Hartman, so maybe just needing to feel the car out, needing to feel the tires out. We'll go take a look up here one time real fast with these race leaders as they come back across the start-finish line. Lap number 8 now goes on the board out of the 140 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Whoa, little bit of a moment there for the 15 off of turn number 2. Plord going to keep the field behind him. Whoa, and a little bit of a wiggle off of 4 for your race leader. Nobody's safe. Everybody struggling with the rear ends of these machines. Let's take a look back if we can. There you go. Look back over that rear deck led of Jamie Plord, your race leader. A few of these drivers here tonight carrying this a backwards overhead camera shot is what we'll call it. The rear deck lid camera. Man, that is a pretty sight. We'll jump back outside of the race car, try to see a little bit more of the action on the field here on the track. 0.3 of a second begin to separate your top 2 drivers from each other. Another 0.3 back to Maffitt. So what do you say we jump back to some of the hot and heavier action as we continue around this track? Green flag racing, 11 laps into tonight's 140 lap event. the Corn Mash 140. And how about that 55 Blues diecast of Michael Amenti getting the job done? Amenti sits in 6th, started in 6th. Not too many movers and shakers out there tonight. Looks like everybody pretty much even keel at the front of this field. Your top 4 positions all still right where they qualified. Hunter Collier able to make up 2 spots. John McMillan Sr. gains 2 positions. Brandon Key, Noah Owens also both up 2 positions here tonight as we continue this green flag run. And we're gonna have to apologize here for the sponsor mishap there. We'll get a little closer. Maybe we can see what's on the side of that thing. The Spires Welding, the sponsored 55. Do apologize. We're used to seeing the Blues diecast machine in those colors. A little bit of a different look on the side of that 55 this week for us. We do apologize to the sponsors out there, but hey, you know, Dave wears glasses and sorry. Battle slowly starting to dissipate all over this track. Let's take a look at the Grayson Jade Photography Ford Fusion as he wiggles off of the bottom. 3 Fords lined up on track with each other right here. Noah Owens, Jerry Cochran the third, Lee Campbell just back behind them in the 14 machine. David Cameron still runs tail end of the field. Where'd he go? Where's he at? He's just kind of all alone back here, all by himself, just now coming off of turn number 4. 17 seconds back. That is dangerously close to going a lap down already very early here tonight. We'll see if this Butt Kicker 10 crew has got a little something up their sleeve for the rest of the field. Back to the battles and the tasks at hand. 82 of Jerry Cochran Jr. has got a mirror full of Big Mac John McMillan Sr. in that 51. Right behind him, there's Jason Branch diving it to the bottom of 3 and 4 right there, hugging that yellow line. Going to slide up just a little bit on corner exit. They'll stay side by side through turn 1 and 2. McMillan Sr. and Branch going at it now. Branch trying to make his way back into the 8th position, right where he started from. Dropped a handful of positions on this start. But now moving back forward is that 22. Moving back forward are the gaps at the front of this field. And Jim Thorndike with a pass on Logan Hartman. Thorndike also going to get right by Pierce Maffitt as well. What a run there. We want to stay right here, grouped up with this battle, because this is a hot and heavy one right here. 4 drivers all over each other, battling for a spot inside the top 10. Jason Branch sits in 8th. Brandon Key, John McMillan Sr., and Jerry Cochran all right there on track as the 51 runs wide in 1 and 2. That is going to cost him 2 positions on track as the 18 Ford Mustang drops to the bottom of the raceway. He's going to grab that position away back near the front. Let's go back up here. Watch this battle unfold. Here comes Hunter Collier. He's on a move. He is looking for 4th. And talking about another driver on a move is that 59 GTR simulator of Jim Thorndike, the 59. Absolutely on a tear. He is beginning to run down your race leader here 21 laps into tonight's race, and we have got ourselves some hot and heavy battles on this short little track. Short, small, little track, short, small spaces for these drivers trying to make these passes. We've seen multiple drivers get pretty loose there on late corner exit. You're cranking the wheel trying to get the power down and trying to get the car to turn, and you're on the gas, and once it finally grips, it's a uh-oh kind of moment, you gotta do a little bit of correcting on the wheel, and hopefully you don't overcorrect it and you can catch it and continue on. But it's one of those lap after lap kind of feelings. You have to almost run it on the ragged edge, especially out of turn number 4 here at Iowa, if you want to be fast. And wanting to be fast at the front, check them out. On the outside, the Cobb Sycamore 59 looks to take the top spot. Will we have our third different race leader? And yes, we will. Thorndike gonna lead him at the line. Battling back on the bottom of the racetrack, the 37 Castrol Synthetic Motor Oil Club, 37 of Jamie Plord, your pole sitter here tonight, fighting back, not letting go of that top spot, not letting the 59 get away. Will he slide in behind, run in the tire tracks? He's right there, but he's going to have another look down to the bottom into 3 and 4. I say the bottom, but he runs the middle line this time around. Thorndike way up at the high side, keeping it wound up. And it looks like Jamie will now concede that position as Thorndike begins to step away. 0.2 of a second advantage now for that 59. Plord still in a podium spot, running in second. Pierce Maffett back to third. Fourth place is Hunter Collier, and Logan Hartman dropping from second all the way to fifth. He's going to have some company very shortly. Michael Aminti starting to work his way up into the mix. Aminti closing in fast in that 55 machine. Jerry Cochran Jr., he's not too far off, and he's going to bring a slew of cars right on along with him. We're about to have your top 10 all running with each other once again. Peak Racing teammates all right there lined up with each other, third, fourth, fifth on the speedway. And when you see teammates lined up like this, you begin to ask yourself if there's any kind of team strategy being played, any kind of team strategy being involved here. I believe Hartman, if I'm not mistaken, he's not in danger of missing the round of 12. I think he's one of those drivers that's very close, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to take another look at the point standings here in just a little while, but right now we continue this long green flag run to open up race number 2 here in the round of 16 championship time. That's right, it's season number 4's championship chase, and now the 15 bangs it off the wall into the side of Aminti, and we got cars around, caution on the front stretch, trouble on the track. We seen it, we watched it unfold. The 15 into the outside wall, was trying to correct the car, trying to get it back under him, and unfortunately not grabbing it fast enough. He's going to end up into the side of this 55, and there you can see Aminti. That is a tough little lick right there, I'm telling you. We'll see if we got another look at this. Well, one more time, what do you say, race fans? Oh, we're catching it from the drone as well. So what do you say we rewind that drone footage? And, well, apparently it just doesn't want to do it. So, yeah, there's a look from the inside of Michael Aminti as we jump back live with your race leaders all heading down pit road. Jim Thorndike will lead the entire field down pit road. Everybody come get fresh tires and fuel. Well, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back here from Iowa Speedway.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And here we go as the pace car ducks off. Green flag flies once again here from Iowa Speedway. Thorndike leads Blur down into turn number 1. Hunter Collier back in third. Jerry Cochran, Jason Branch rounding out your top 5. Jerry Cochran Jr., Michael Minty, and Logan Hartman all scored off the track right now. Extended stay on pit road for all three of those drivers. All three of those drivers, and it looks like the 15 has closed the hood. They are pushing that machine back behind pit wall. So the driver that came into tonight's race sitting relatively good. In a spot to move on in the championship chase here in season number 4 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Series. Logan Hartman is going to have to watch this race to see if he can keep himself inside the top 12. Close battle at the front of the field. Now, Plord, your pole sitter looks like he is all over that rear deck lid of Jim Thorndike. Thorndike a little bit quicker towards that later end of the run. We seen him move his way up through the field later in the going, so we wonder if the tires just aren't working quite yet. And it looks like challenge, not yet, not a new race leader. Well, it wouldn't be a new race leader, it'd be back to the point for your pole sitter. We've had 4 lead changes here tonight amongst 3 different drivers, and now that 37 Castrol synthetic motor oil club machine looks to take the point back. Fastest lap last time around, and back to the point is Jamie Plord leading this race. That's going to open up the door for Hunter Collier to take the bottom of the racetrack going into turn 1 and 2. Here comes that 18 of Jerry Cochran III. The Grayson Jade photography machine has made his way to the front, up 8 positions. Whew, what a run past Ford Fusion there for the 18 of Jerry Cochran. And it does look like Jerry Cochran Jr. also pushing the machine back behind pit wall. So we have our first 2 retirements all the night here tonight. We're going to be left with just 12 drivers out there on the track, with 11 still on the lead lap. This is what David Cameron needs, a shot in the arm for his championship hopes and dreams. He's going to have to find a little bit more pace and get that 10 up there in a top spot. He's running back in 11th right now. 11 seconds. Make that 12 seconds back from your race leader as we watch this battle unfold. And Thorndike is dropping like a rock on that high side right now. He's giving up the top spot to Plord, also giving the second position away to Hunter Collier, now embroiled in a hot and heavy battle with Jerry Cochran, as Cochran takes the bottom of the racetrack, and Thorndike has no choice. He's got to let him go. Side-by-side battle continues between Thorndike and Cochran. That is for the final spot in the podium. And don't look now, but Jason Branch, he is making his way to the front. Branch rounds out your top 5, up 3 spots from where he started, and finally completing the pass is the 18. He has got to be breathing a sigh of relief, finally being able to pass the 59 machine. Well, I tell you what, let's jump on board with the DeKalb Sycamore Chevrolet Buick GMC sponsored Chevy Impala of Jim Thorndike. Gonna cross the line. Lap 49 goes on the board. I love this camera shot. Absolutely love it. Another driver sporting this onboard camera shot for us tonight is the 88 of Noah Owens. He's got his fast Ford Mustang fast Ford Fusion, sitting right there in 7th as Pierce Maffitt goes by. Maffitt and Owens involved in a big, hot and heavy battle. Great racing action as they head down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. Here goes the field. Down and away goes everybody. Off of turn 4, they'll head towards the start-finish line. Whoa, heading towards the infield for just a moment. My goodness, Noah Owens with a handful. Owens dropping from 6th to 8th as Pierce Maffitt was able to get by. Brandon Key also brought that 21 machine up and around on the outside. The 88 was struggling, sliding out of turn 4. Lost a lot of momentum, and that allowed a second machine by Lee Campbell beginning to close now just 0.3 of a second back from this 88 of Owens, who we continue to watch on the racetrack. Race leader Jamie Pollard, he is stepping away. Biggest race lead of the night. 0.7 of a second over Hunter Collier. Jerry Cochran right there running in third. Still Jim Thorndike back in fourth, and Jason Branch round out your top 5. And we're at that point in the night. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that 3,000 subscriber march. Drop these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or maybe even sponsors coming to check out the product, coming to check out possible avenues in the future. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And I hear you out there, Andrew, in the chat, cheering on race leader, pole sitter, the 37 machine of Jimmy Pollard, as well as a driver that's had a little bit of trouble. 55 of Michael Amenti listed 7 laps down after hard contact in being involved in our first and only caution on the evening. Tough little break there for the 55. None of his own doing, just caught up. Wrong place, wrong time. But Amenti looks to still fight, scratch, claw for every point possible here tonight. The 55 runs in 12th. And as you can see, and you can keep track of those race winners, we'll let that scroll around a time or two once again. There has been no real clear-cut advantage for any one driver here this season. Season number 4 for the Swift MotorSports Butt Kickers, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series. This has been probably one of the most competitive years that we have seen in this ARCA Series. 10 regular season races, and we had ourselves 9 different race leaders as well. The 14 Mobile 1 machine of Lee Campbell gets a little loose off of turn 4, trying to take the 8th spot away from the 88 of Noah Owens, who's continuing to struggle on the high side. And the 14 seems like he's got his hands full inside that Mobile 1 Fusion machine. Tell you what, I do believe we have a picture, or a live feed, I should say, not a picture. We do have a camera. Is that correct over there? Do we? Yeah. I'm getting a thumbs up, so we're gonna try it. On-board camera shot right here. And the driver sporting that Venom. No, that might be Carnage even. Driver's helmet. I like it. Way up the track goes Noah Owens. Oh my goodness. And there it is. Look at the man doing work in the office here tonight from Iowa Speedway. The 14 of Lee Campbell getting the job done. He's going to snatch his spot and move a little closer to the front of this field. We'll jump back outside of the car. Continue to watch this battle unfold. Big Mac John McMillan Sr., he's got his name up in the mix. He's running inside of the top 10 now. There you can see the 55 of Michael Amenti hanging on to the tail end of this 3-car battle for position on the speedway. You know, we've seen a lot of pace out of Jim Thorndike. We've seen a lot of pace out of Thorndike in that later part of the run, right around this part of the run, before we seen our first caution flag on the night. But right now it looks like Thorndike has not been able to make up any ground, to make up any time on the drivers around him late in the run. This time around, there he sits still in the 4th position. The man that has been on a move, though, is Jerry Cochran III. Right here, the Grayson Jade Photography Ford Fusion has found a way around Thorndike, found a way around Hunter Collier. And just 6 laps ago, he has found a way to the tail end of your race leader, as now the 10 of David Cameron pulls to pit road. Looks like this will be a scheduled stop for the 10. Battle for the front of this field. Battle for the race lead. The 18 Ford Fusion heating up the rear deck lid of the 37 of Jamie Plord, your pole sitter here tonight. He's led the most laps. Let Kenny lead the lap that matters, the lap that counts. And that is the last lap as the 41 of Pierce Maffitt. He pulls to pit road this time around. Maffitt, one of your first drivers inside of the top 5 to head to pit lane. And whoo, boy, sideways making the pass off of turn number 2. Jerry Cochran, new race leader at the front of this field. That's going to give us our 4th leader of the evening. 5th different lead change. Only 1 caution so far here tonight in the Corn Mash 140. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're looking for your fix of e-speed, look no further than right here with Swift Motorsports. You can find them in multiple different areas. Head on over to the World Wide Web, Google it, ask Siri. You can even say, hey, Bigsby, if you're on the Android system. SwiftMotorsports.com. Check them out. Look them up. Get hooked up with one of the league admins and see if we can't see you out there on the track. You can also find them on Facebook.com. That's Swift Motorsports on Facebook.com. Also, right here on the world's #1 racing simulator, iRacing.com. Head on over to the league directory, type in Swift Motorsports, send in your application, and you should hear back from one of the many great league owners and admins here. Multiple different series with Swift Motorsports right here tonight on tap and on display, front and center, coming through the airwaves right to your computer, tablet, and TV screen. The Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA series will fire things off once again from this short track here in America's Heartland. Iowa Speedway going to host race number 2 in the opening round for the Performance Truck Series tomorrow night. Then Swift Motorsports heads a little bit to, I say a little bit, we had a lot of it, all the way to the coast to the Monster Mile. That's right, Dover International Speedway going to be race number 2 in the opening round for the Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series, as well as the Hyperdrive Cup Series, right here with Swift Motorsports. So if you want to run with the best, come on over and hit them up, Swift Motorsports. And just like that, he faded back. Hunter Collier gonna lose a ton of time and a ton of ground here. He's going to draw him back about a second and a half. Jamie Plord also losing a ton of ground He's going to drop out of the top 2 spots forward, and that 37 machine going to drop back to 3rd now. Brandon Key takes over the 4th position. Jason Branch up to 5th as Jim Thorndike falls back to 6th. Lee Campbell in the 14. He's still on a move. He's up to 7th right now, looking for more. Can he get to the Comp Sycamore Chevy Buick GMC 59 of Thorndike? And well, looking through timing and scoring, I tell you what, race fans, we are past the halfway point, so it's time for your mid-race rundown, your driver highlights and spotlights. Man at the front of this field, leading the race up 10 positions here tonight. Job well done inside the Grayson Jade Photography 18. You're watching Jerry Cochran III lead tonight's race. Second in line on track in that L&J Welding 98 machine, Hunter Collier, your points leader. We're tied for the points lead, I should say, coming into tonight's race. Collier having a solid night. He sits in second. The man sitting in third for the time being is your pole sitter. He's led the most laps here so far tonight. The 37 of Jamie Ford runs in third. Last week's race winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway to open up the championship run. He was in 4th. He's going to take over the 3rd position now. Brandon Key, hot when he needs to be. He is right there inside a podium spot now. He is making a case for his run at the championship here in season number 4, and rounding out your top 5 here tonight inside of that 22 machine. The Virginia Beach native having a solid run so far, up 3 positions from where he qualified tonight. Jason Branch rounds out your top 5. Biggest mover of the race is your race leader at the front of this field. Jerry Cochran has got that Grayson Jade Photography Ford Fusion out to almost a 2-second advantage, up 10 positions tonight. Not messing around, not playing around, looking to put another race win beside his name, as now Brandon Key and Jim Thorndike, Michael Amenti all move to pit road. That's going to do it for your driver highlights, spotlights, and mid-race rundown. We started with 14 drivers. We have still got, looks to be about 11 drivers out there still on track tonight with just a handful left on the lead lap, and that's going to get even thinner as we are under green flag pit stop conditions. Just dropped my pin as well. Jerry Cochran gonna stay. Out on track, Hunter Collier, Lee Campbell, John McMillan Sr. also gonna stay out on track, so that's gonna leave us with just about 4 drivers left on the lead lap. We'll have to wait to see if this 18 stays out yet another lap. If he does, that's going to give us just those 4 drivers left on the lead lap. And yes, indeed, there it is. Make it official. Just 4 left on the lead lap. Jerry Cochran leads. Hunter Collier, Lee Campbell, and John McMillan Sr. as now both Collier and McMillan Sr. pulled to pit road. Last time around, that's going to leave us with just 2 out on track. On the lead lap, when does Cochran bring his machine to pit road? He's going to bypass it once again. This is going to be a one-stop from here, ladies and gentlemen. I think he is trying to stretch this thing out to make this his last, his one and only green flag pit stop. It's been right around 53 laps ago when we seen that 18 on pit road, and we have got ourselves right at about 54 laps remaining into tonight's race. So I wonder if the drivers that came to pit road moments ago, I wonder if they will have enough fuel. We take a look at Pierce Maffitt, who came to pit road on lap number 66. Does he have enough fuel? I don't believe he does. I think he will have to make one more stop here tonight. As the 14 of Lee Campbell, he's had enough. He's going to head to pit road. What does Jerry Cochran Jr. do? No, he's not coming down yet. He's going to put the entire field one lap down before he decides to come to pit road, knocking on the door of just 50 to go. One man stands alone. One man on the lead lap, getting the job done here tonight, stretching this fuel run. And that's what he wanted to do, because he immediately comes, oh my goodness, and he missed it. He missed pit road. Jerry Cochran missed pit road. Oh no. Wow, that is going to be huge. My goodness. Race leader Jerry Cochran missed pit road, all but came to a stop. Oh my gosh. He is going to give up a ton of ground, a ton of time. This man right here, Pierce Maffitt, is going to close in, and he's going to close in fast. Just like that, Pierce Maffitt takes the top spot. Back again here tonight. That's going to give us our sixth different lead change of the night amongst four different drivers. And man, that is tough to watch. That is tough to see. Driver really playing that strategy, and he was all but right there. We're going to have to keep our eyes on the rest of this field, though. I think the man sitting in the catbird seat, that 14 of Lee Campbell, he was last to pit road just 4 or 5 laps ago on lap number 87. He's got the most fuel. He's got the freshest tires. Does he have enough to get to the end in trouble? More trouble for the 18. The engine has come to a stop down on Pear Road. And the Ford, the fast, lights out fast Ford Fusion of Jerry Cochran going to get pushed behind pit wall. The Grayson Jade Photography 18 out of tonight's race. And looming right there in front of Michael Amenti is another spot. Amenti looks like he's going to be able to walk away with a top 10, and that will all but guarantee he moves on to the round of 12. Oh my gosh, Pierce Maffitt sideways off of turn 4. But with Jerry Cochran Jr. back behind pit wall out of tonight's race, Michael Amenti is now locked in to your championship 12. Amenti in the 55 will move on. He will continue to fight another day. Whew. Nashville. Man, what have you got in store for us? Crazy racing action over the opening rounds of the playoffs here in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA series. A little bit, I want to say a little bit of a crazy season as well, as we alluded to in the pre-race. 9 different race winners. That is somewhat unprecedented for not just Swift Motorsports, but for almost any league out there. to have 10 regular season races, 9 different race winners. Come on. Where they do that at? I'm just saying. So when we say, if you want to get out here on track and mix it up with some of the best on the iRacing.com racing platform, you need to head on over to Swift Motorsports. It ain't no joke, and it's not just in the ARCA series. It's been like this all season in the ARCA cars, the trucks, the Xfinity series as well. No real cut class series dominator. We've got fast cars all over the track and all 4 series right here with Swift Motorsports. You're watching the battle begin to unfold. Brandon Key has a run down Pierce Maffitt. And with a almost 20 lap fresher tires, I would expect to see this fight not take very long. Looks like Maffitt not going to be able to do much as Key drops to the bottom of the raceway, and he goes to the point. The 21 of Brandon Key goes to the race lead. That's going to give us our 7th different race leader of the night. And how about the run by Brandon Key as of late? We mentioned it in qualifying. We mentioned it during the race a little bit earlier, if you were here and paying attention. 2 out of the last 3 races belong to this man right here. Brandon Key, inside of that 21 machine, went to victory lane last week to open up the championship chase round at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We will have to get to looking through the standings. Last regular season race of the season is when Pierce Maffitt went to victory lane, but Brandon Key going to victory lane the race before that. So right as the season was winding down, Brandon Key got his head down, his elbows up, and has walked away with 2 race wins, and he is walking away with the race lead as Pierce Maffitt has hit pit road for what should be his final stop of the night. Will it shake out? Will it work out for Maffitt in that 41 crew? Will he be able to snatch a 3rd win on the season and separate himself in the winners column? Or will this 21 be the one that separates himself with that 3rd win this season? Don't count out the drivers right behind him, though. Hunter Collier in that L&J Welding 98 machine, very close, within a half a second of your race leader. Can Collier make it to victory lane for the 2nd time this season for his crew? Almost hard impact with the outside wall. That was real close for Collier out of 4. But, you know, let's give some credit where credit is due to this gentleman right here in that Castrol Synthetic Oil Club machine. Jamie Port has burst onto the scene late this season, missing the championship chase. And some of these drivers, well, in my opinion, you might be a little lucky he hasn't been here all season long. Very solid performances week in and week out for the 37. And Jamie walked away with the pole position here tonight. Runs in a podium spot. We'll see if he can get it back to the front of this field. The 37 running in the 3rd spot. He's down about 2 seconds from race leader Brandon Key. But as Key and Collier mix things up and go at it, that's going to allow that 37 to reel them on in. We are down less than 40 laps to go, just over that 100 lap mark. Big John McMillan Sr. going to come to pit road this time around. The 55 of Michael Amenti also to pit road. Let's go back up front to the battle for the race lead. Collier looking, trying to find a way around, not able to get that top spot just yet. Brandon Key continues to fight and run that middle to high lane through 3 and 4. I think that's where it is. Fast on the track. We'll see how he gets through 1 and 2. He's going to take that third line once again as Collier takes the middle lane. Here comes the 51 of John McMillan Sr. He's already been to pit road for what should be his final stop of the night. How about blocking the run, blocking the line? Calculated maneuver. The 21 of Key heads to pit road, and he hands over the race lead to the 98 L&J Welding machine of Hunter Collier, 8th different race leader now. Between 4 drivers, 1 caution flag way back at lap number 30. These drivers have put on quite a green flag run. Collier locks them up coming to pit road. Forward to pit road, as well as Jason Branch. Lee Campbell at 14. This is the driver we wanted to watch. We said it. We think he has enough fuel. About 53, 54 laps is what we've seen Jerry Cochran III be able to run on his fuel cell. Last time on to pit road, Lee Campbell on lap number 87. You do the math. He's right at maybe 1, possibly anywhere from 2 laps to the good to 2 laps short. We're going to do the math that way. Why? Well, because it's easy for Dave. But as we cycle through this round of green flag pit stops, everybody has hit pit road except for your race leader in that 14 Mobil 1 machine. The Ford Fusion of Lee Campbell sits at the front of the field with a 20.5 second advantage, and trouble on the pit stop. Popped on entry to pit road. The 37 of Jamie Plord will now fall 2 laps down. Man. Pit road police out in force, catching the 37 off guard. He's going to grab a speeding penalty on entry and have to stay in the box for quite an extended stay. Back up to speed. Back on track. But behind. In the running order now, driver that was up at the front. Your pole sitter here tonight. Tough break there for the 37 of Plord. Keeping our eye on the stopwatch, watching the seconds tick off from the race lead. And how about a little bit of a block here? 14 with a little bit of a block on the 59, trying to keep him behind him as long as he can, trying to possibly help himself with a little bit of a draft help, a little bit of a push. Campbell's got no choice but to run this thing out from here. Absolutely no choice. Only 16 seconds behind is Hunter Collier. Collier has got much fresher tires, and he would eat up that race lead of Campbell without a shadow of a doubt before the 14 would be able to get back out on the track. So it looks like he has made his bed. He has placed his bets. Lee Campbell looking for a fuel strategy win, or I should say pit strategy, not necessarily a fuel strategy game if you plan it to work out. Working out now. Working out well. Lee Campbell leads the field with just 21 laps to go and a 13.5 second race advantage over these two drivers, mixing it up with each other. 98 of Hunter Collier right there in second. Brandon Key runs in third. Key looking to continue his streak And it all but looks like Brandon Key will continue the streak of post-race podium interviews. Key sitting in third right now. He has himself a 4-second advantage over the 22 of Jason Branch, who sits back in fourth, fifth place. Rounding out your top five, the 41 of Pierce Maffitt got a little bit out of sequence, a little bit off cycle with the drivers he was racing with, and it looks like that has not paid off, has not done him any justice. And unfortunately, Maffitt, he's going to have to close in and close in fast if he's going to take a podium spot here tonight. Back towards the front, though, these two continue to battle it out for second on track. Brendan Key trying to run down that 98 of Hunter Collier as both of these drivers begin to reel in. Your race leader, Lee Campbell, at the front. Man, we got to go check out Campbell. Up close and personal here. Get a little zoomed in on the track. Give this man his credit. TV time and time to shine. Right there, job well done for the Mobile 114 machine. Lee Campbell has stretched the fuel and put himself in a perfect position to steal a race win here in the championship chase season number 4 for Swift Motorsports. Butt kicker, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series. Big shout out to all the sponsors across all 4 different series right here with the Ayer's iRacing Paints. Head on over. If you're looking for a great custom wrap or paint job, head on over to Ayer's iRacing Paints. You can find them on Facebook.com. Check out some of the great cool designs done up by the owner, Stephen Ayers Jr., painting up all the cars coming out of that paint booth. Great liveries out there for you. Go check them out at Ayer's iRacing Paints on Facebook.com. We can't forget about our title sponsor once again here, Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. Gap at the front of the field beginning to go away. It is now under 10 seconds. Under 9 seconds, 8.5 now. As still the battle continuing between second and third on the racetrack. This is your closest battle on track. This is your only battle on track. So we're going to stay right here with the 98 of Hunter Collier and the 21 of Brandon Key as they fight over that second position while reeling in your race leader, Lee Campbell, who we don't even know if he's got enough to make it to the end. Some quick house cleaning as we come towards the end of tonight's race. 12 laps remaining here tonight in the Corn Mash 140. 140 laps listed in the official race distance. 14 drivers took to the starting grid tonight. We have still got 10 out there running on track, but only 8 left on the lead lap. Lee Campbell will begin to run into some of these lap machines, and this could get pretty interesting. We say this could get interesting because we've got some lap cars that may come into play. Big Mac John McMillan Sr. of the 51 machine, Noah Owens in the 88 Ford Fusion. Both of those drivers just about 2 to 3 seconds out in front of your race leader, Lee Campbell. He cannot afford to take it easy because he is down to just a 6.5 second gap to second and third right now, so he cannot afford to give up time, but he cannot afford to smash on that gas a little too much. It may cause him to run a little too short. So here we go. Drivers gonna all come back together with less than 10 to go here in the Corn Mash 140 for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing paints ARCA series back off of 4, key sideways. Oh my goodness, that was almost close for both drivers involved in this battle. Let's jump back to another hot battle on the track right here. Big Mac John McMillan Sr. looks to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to look around that 88 of Noah Owens, not able to take 7th away just yet, as now Michael Aminti pulls back to pit road. Excuse me. Aminti pulls back to pit road. Remember, very different race strategy for him after being caught up and involved in our only caution of the evening. All the way back at lap number 31, we have been green flag racing for upwards of 100 laps. Man, these drivers absolutely getting it. And as we continue to watch this battle right here between John McMillan Sr. and Noah Owens, we're keeping our eye on the stopwatch at the front of this field. Half a second separate Hunter Collier from Brandon Key. That's the battle. 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack. Race leader, though, Lee Campbell. He's seen the 5 to go last time around, and he's going to be making his way into the picture here very shortly. There you can see him just behind this battle. 4 laps to go here tonight from Iowa. And a tough break right there for the 37. You can see a lot of pace, a lot of speed in that Castrol machine. But trouble coming up here road for the money stop. And Plord has been put 2 laps down. He was able to get himself back onto the lead lap, get one of his laps back. He's going to be hard fought to get any more positions here. Listed as the only driver 1 lap down in the lucky dog position in 9th spot. But as we cross the line, race leader will see the popsicle sticks on display. He's got 2 to go. Lee Campbell may okey doke this field. And what could have been, but wasn't what, but wasn't was? I don't know. Crossing the line this time around. White flag out. Final lap, 1 to go here from Iowa Speedway. Lee Campbell gonna stay out. He's gonna stretch the gas, and he's gonna have himself a 4-second advantage to still deal with coming through turn number 4 for the final time. And he's gonna put his Ford Fusion in victory lane. Lee Campbell grabs the race win. Man, what a win. What a run there for Lee Campbell. Hunter Collier, Brandon Key going to cross the line. They're going to crash coming across the line. Collier and Key going to finish 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack. Man, what a job well done by that 14. Stretch the fuel just enough. That's enough for the cool down lap. And he's going to have enough to celebrate a little bit for the fans in the stands. And we're going to get set and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back here from Iowa Speedway. And back trackside once again at the end of another great night here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series. First round of the playoffs now in the bag. We've got our top 12 moving on, but first, let's see if we can grab a word with the driver that walked away in a points-paying position here tonight. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with the driver inside of that 98 machine. Hunter, it's Dave. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Feeling all right, as always, man. Hunter, job well done. We know second isn't always where you want to finish. It seems like second has been kind of a curse for you in the 98 crew this year in the ARCA series. But consistency can be king. So now knowing that you're moving on to the second round, how are you going to approach Nashville and Phoenix?
I mean, with points cap like that, finishing second both races, I just need to cruise. Finish top 5 both races, and I'll make it in. So I'm not really too worried about making it into the playoffs. A little bit worried about my teammates, though, about where they are right now, but just focusing on trying to make it in and winning it all there at the end, doing lots of practice at Homestead, trying to get the line down, trying to get the speed down, and hopefully I can win it this time.
Well, Hunter, not a lot of craziness really on track here tonight. Pretty much a clean and green race. We had the one caution flag tonight. What was the deciding factor on how you and your crew ran the fuel and tire strategy tonight?
Well, I personally thought you couldn't have made it, so I decided to race my heart out there towards the end here, seeing if I could have. I was trying to battle Brandon there so hard in the closing laps because I thought it was for the win, but in the end it was all for nothing because I guess Lee must have gotten the strategy right. But I mean, going him, Lee's been beaten down all year, so it's good to see him win a race.
Absolutely. Well, Hunter, as always, it's always a pleasure catching up with you in these post-race interviews. Always a pleasure to watch you out there on the track. Before we let you go here tonight and settle on in and get ready for tomorrow night's race as well as the next round in the playoffs, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, obviously I'd like to thank Peak Racing. You know, my teammates, Pierce, Sean, and Logan. They've done well all season. Like to thank LNJ Welding, RNC, Race Life, Blues Diecast, you know, all those guys there for helping out throughout the season. It's been a pleasure running with them. Overall, it's been a good season. I'm just hoping to pick up the pace and finally win a race at Homestead or in the round of 8.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on another podium run here tonight from Iowa, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you once again.
All right, thank you, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Driver that walks away second on the track tonight, walks away for the second week in a row in second. Hunter Collier, we're going to call him Consistent Collier if he keeps this one up. Second place, nothing to shake your head about. Collier with another great run. He'll move on to the round of 12. Moving on to the round of 12 and moving on with some momentum. Let's see if we can catch up with first-time race winner this season, Lee Campbell. How you feeling after that one?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. It's good to be up here, and I don't get to make podiums, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, man, it seemed to be strategy that really put you in the position. You had pace out there. You were able to stretch that long green flag run. At what time did you and your crew chiefs or teammates say, you know what, this is the strategy. It's going to get it done. Let's get it.
Well, after that caution, I kind of did the math and was kind of taking it way easy. And I certainly wasn't the fastest car out there, but I was hoping I can split that one in two, and I just made it get into the pits on that last pit stop.
Well, Lee, with this race win, you were pretty much going to be moving on into the round of 12. You came into tonight's race sitting, I believe, 10th in the point standings. You're definitely going to give yourself a little bit of breathing room heading into round one, race one of round two next week at Nashville. So with now having this win, kind of the monkey off your back, how are you going to approach these next 2 playoff races? And do you think we'll see that 14 in the top 8 at Homestead?
That's my goal, is to get to the top 8. I've just, going to try to run consistent as I can, and hopefully just be there at the end.
Well, that's all you can pretty much do, is do everything you can do. Hope your crew chief and pit crew do what they can, and a little bit of help along the way never hurts anybody. So, Lee, again, man, congratulations on getting the strategy right here tonight. It pays off. Get you to victory lane. Before we let you go and enjoy this race win and moving on to the next round, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me the time to do this. I'd like to thank Justin and the bunch at Swift. They are awesome. And you, Dave, you guys do a great job. I look forward to watching races, even when I race, after the race, to watch the recast. And it's great.
Well, I know we appreciate the kind words here at Turn 3. I know the race control admins and league officials appreciate the kind words. Lee, it's been an up and down year. This may catapult you into some momentum here. So we'll look forward to catching up with you at Nashville, maybe even Phoenix, and hope to see you as one of those championship 8 when we hit the track in Homestead.
Thank you very much, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Race winner. New race winner. My goodness. That's going to be our 10th different race winner in 12 races here in season number 4 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA series. You can't ask for much more than that. Walking away with the checkered flag for the first time this season, Lee Campbell takes the top spot. What a night, what a run. I don't think you can really ask for more. And it sounds like producers ready to give you a little more. Let's run down your unofficial race results here from Iowa Speedway in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series. Corn Mash 140 right here from Iowa Speedway, capturing the checkered flag and parking in victory lane, the 14 of Lee Campbell. Hunter Collier going to finish in a solid second. Once again, last week's race winner, the Fast 21 of Brandon Key, rounds out your podium drivers. Jason Branch slides home in 4th. He needed a good finish. He's got one. Jim Thorndike walks away in 5th. Pierce Maffett back in 6th. 7th place tonight to Big Mac John McMillan Sr., Jamie Plord going to park the 37 in the 8th position after snatching the pole here tonight. The 88 of Noah Owens finishes in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, the 55 of Michael Amenti. The 18 Grayson Jade Photography Machine had trouble late in the goings, and Jerry Cochran, the 3rd, finishes 11th. 12th on track tonight belongs to the 10 of David Cameron. Cochran Jr. finishes in 13th, and rounding out the running order in field here tonight in the Corn Mash 140, the 15 of Logan Hartman. Big shout out, you're welcome. Tip of the cap to race control and admins just down the hall. My good buddy, your good friend, Justin Gann, and the one and only, the super famous Roy, the Cuban Missile Rocket Fernandez, for all they've done, not just here tonight, but each and every night, keeping these drivers straight, under caution, and out on track. If you haven't already, race fans, drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And from myself, Dave in the Cave, and everybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. We're going to roll up the cords and cut off the lights. It's time to go, so stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.